What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Typically I do vacation and hotel reviews and stuff like that, but I got a new Jeep and I want to talk a little bit about that. I'm gonna mix up the videos a little bit, so I know there's all my videos are really of hotel reviews, and they will still be hotel reviews. That is the reason for my page. I travel a lot for work. I take advantage of that, record my vacations, so that you guys can look and you know, get an idea of a feel of the rooms, particularly the rooms, and then with cruises I kind of have overall perspective of the rooms and what they look like, and then I kind of show you guys the whole vacation as a whole when it comes to cruising. Those of you who follow the channel know that I'm a big cruiser. I'm going on another cruise in a couple weeks, and then another one again after that. But basically with this video in particular, I just want to talk about the Jeep Wrangler. Obviously it is 2018, and the Jeep brand has redesigned the Jeep Wrangler. So now they have the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited JL, and the outgoing model is a Jeep Wrangler Unlimited JK. That's the model that started in 2011 and all the way up until 2018. They actually were still making them. They're kind of going side by side. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened when I went to the dealer, and why I decided to go with the JK, particularly a 2017. This is a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Winter Edition. So it's got a lot of upgrades that the regular ones don't have. It's not quite the Rubicon, but it's definitely better than the Sahara. Okay, so I got to go for a drive, but you guys will come along with me, and I'll talk a little bit about it. All right, so first things first, right? The ride quality. I went to the dealership a couple days ago, and I told them I wanted a Jeep Wrangler, but my concern was I was coming off of a Grand Cherokee. I had a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude Edition. I loved it. I'll do a B-roll of it so you guys can see what it looked like. Great truck, no issues. Well, there was one issue. I guess because in 2015, that's when they kind of introduced the quote-unquote 8-speed automatic transmission, and the computer itself did not really know when to put the gear in place. So sometimes I would be in the Jeep and it would kind of just rock, especially when I'm sitting in traffic. It just didn't know what gear to be in. So that was kind of annoying. Got into a couple of accidents with it. It just had bad juju all around it. I loved it though. I really did love it. But it is what it is, right? So I was gonna trade it in, and I said, you know, let me trade it in and see what I can get for it. Turns out it was worth more than what I owed, because I barely drive, so the miles on it weren't that much. Which was good news, because I wanted a Wrangler. I knew that I was going to give up this Grand Cherokee and go for a Wrangler. So I went to the dealer. I said, let me get into a Jeep Wrangler, and they showed me the JL. It was beautiful. It was nice. It was a all white, because I love white cars. It was an all white Jeep Wrangler JL Unlimited Sport. So it was a sport model. So really, the sport model is not quite entry level, but it kind of is. But with the JL, they do something really weird with them. It's kind of like with the sport model, they dress them up, right? So I think because they only have 3 trims right now, they've got the Sport, and then they got the Sahara, and then they got the Rubicon with the JLs right now, because they're brand new. So he showed me it. It was nice. It was a JL. It had like everything. It had a backup camera, which comes standard with them now. It had blind spot sensors. It had Apple CarPlay. It was gorgeous on the inside. There are 2 things that are very important to my wife and I, right? When we look at cars, is the wheels, the tire and rim package, and the lighting system. So I really hate halogen bulbs. I just do. I know that most Jeeps come with them, but when you see all the commercials with the JL and how pretty and how nice it looks, it has the LED strip in the front, and then it's got the LED daytime running lights, and it's got the LED light package, LED lighting group they call it. That's what they show you every time. So when I looked at this JL Sport, inside it looked awesome, But when I went outside and I looked at it, I said, it's really underwhelming. The tires weren't that great. The wheels weren't, the rims weren't that great. And it had halogen bulbs, and it just looked ugly. So ugly for a 2018 $46,000 Jeep Wrangler. Because it was a sport, so it was a little bit cheaper than the Sahara and the Rubicon. I really want LEDs. I want LEDs, and I want some nice tires, you know? And I wasn't getting that with this. And that's a deal breaker for me. The dealer really, he fought me on it. He said, no, it's not a problem. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. But no, I don't want it. So he said, fine. So then we looked at this this Wrangler JK. And I looked at a 2018 model first because, I wanted a brand new car. And I looked at the altitude package, the 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited altitude package. It was okay. I liked it. The rims were really nice. My wife hated the rims, but it came with the LED light package, and the rims are really nice. While I was in the showroom looking at it, my wife saw this one, the 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Winter Edition. And it had the decals on the side. It was all decked out. It had the rims. It had the rock rails, steel bumpers, skid plates, everything that you could really want to go off-roading right off the lot with this thing. And it's a 2017 model. So we went to look at it, and it was a stick shift. So I told my wife, look, we live in New York City. We can't really do that. She understood, but she said, that's the only Wrangler that I want you to have. She goes, because we don't like any of the JLs. And when we did look at the JLs, they're really, the Rubicon and the Saharas, they're really, really expensive. I don't know what Jeep is thinking. I get it. They put a lot of tech in the car and stuff like that, but $50,000 for a Jeep Wrangler, off the lot, no modifications, to me, it was no good. So anyway, so I wasn't getting that one. So left, went to another dealer, and they had this one. They had the one, the automatic one. So we talked numbers, and he showed me another JL, and I said, oh man, JL or JK, JL or JK. But if I was gonna get a JK, it was gonna be the winter edition, because I fell in love with it. I really liked it, and it had to be in white. So they had one, so I went there for it, but of course they're trying to sell you on the JLs, but then they kind of try to sell you on these because they want to get rid of them. I was surprised that they actually still had some 2017 model cars left in them. Anyway, so we talked features, we talked numbers, and here's my whole thought process on it. I saw a couple of videos on YouTube about the JL versus the JK and stuff like that. Yes, you get more bang for your buck with the JLs, but with the JKs, especially because they're outgoing, it's not very common for any kind of rebates or any kind of discounts to happen on any kind of Wrangler. The dealers will tell you they sell like hotcakes, they can't make enough of them. They're not going to give you any kind of deal. Well, because the JL came out, I told myself I can get a really good deal on the JK, and I really did. I got like $4,000 off the MSRP of this one. And that was a big deal for me because I really did like it. I loved it. And I said, the only thing that I would add to this really is a backup camera right off the lot. And that's exactly what I did. And I have the video on that, on this page, linked to that, of the install from a friend of mine who actually put it on his vlog. Anyway, getting back to this. So we talked numbers on the JL, we talked numbers on the JK on this one. And obviously the numbers favored more this one, the outgoing model. They knocked down a lot of price off the MSRP. But I gotta tell you, he was really trying to get me into the JL. Here's my thought process. I saw a couple videos on YouTube as well that showed a couple issues with the JL, right? Lights flying everywhere, dashboard like Christmas tree. It was all lit up. And I'm always told that you never buy the first edition of a car that comes out, right? The JK version has been out since 2011. They've really had a lot of years to perfect the issues. I know there are some 2017s that still have the leak issues, but honestly, it's a Jeep Wrangler. It's gonna have leaks. So far, I've gone through 2 rainstorms, haven't had any leaks, hopefully that doesn't happen now that I made the video, but I haven't had any leaks. It's on the warranty anyways. You just take it back to them if you have a leak, and they'll do their best to diagnose it. But anyway, getting back to this, I looked at what I get with the JK and what I get with the JL. And with the winter edition specifically, it was really no competition. I had a JL, had halogen bulbs. the JK, this one had an LED lighting group. The 2017 winter editions all come with the LED lighting group. So that was one. It also has the 17-inch polished black wheels. And it kind of grainy, so it's kind of like matte black, which I love. You know, they're kind of like plastic dip from the factory, and it looks great. On the JL, it was the steel wheels. You know, so because it was a newer model, you didn't get all those cool outside external features, but inside you got a lot of tech. That's the one thing I could say. The JL has a lot of tech, but I never buy the first edition model of a car, so I went with the JK. You know, first edition model. You know, there's also a couple other options that this one had that the other one didn't, right? So it's got, I mean, the four-wheel drive system in here is obviously different as well from the JL Wrangler. I think they have where you could be on four-wheel high all the time on the JL. You really can't do that with the JK. But I'm okay with the two-wheel drive. The gas mileage is obviously a lot better. You get an 8-speed automatic transmission with that one. No slippage, by the way, unlike my Grand Cherokee, my 2015 Grand Cherokee. That was a big plus, and this one's got that ancient 5-speed automatic transmission. I mean, this thing has been out forever. They haven't changed it. But, you know, if you buy a Jeep for gas mileage, then there's something wrong with you, because I'm probably averaging 10 to 12 miles city, probably 14, 15 highway. So you have to understand when you buy a Wrangler, especially JK, that the gas mileage is not going to be good. So you don't buy a JL specifically because you get better gas mileage. It's got a smoother engine, smoother shifter. It's got all that stuff, all that new technology in it, like I said. But the JK, they've really had since 2011 to really perfect it. And I feel like they really did it justice with the send-off that they're doing. All the different editions that they had, the Altitude, the Winter, the Willys, all these different editions that they had, they really mastered and perfected the JK itself. So I mean, honestly, you know, the choice is up to you guys, but you know, that's the reason why I went with the JK. It's perfected now. I just feel like there's going to be a lot less issues with this down the road than if I bought a first edition JL. If you remember back when the JKs first came out in 2011, there was issues. The engine was very underpowered. It wasn't very good. You know, people were complaining about it. I think in 2013 or 2014 they replaced the engine with the Pentastar 3.6 liter V6. So, you know, like I said, they learn from their mistakes, and I think that they're going to learn from their mistakes with the JL as well, and just decided to give it a few more years before I go ahead and invest in the first edition one. Other than that, like I said, I love it. No issues. You know, another reason is that JL Sport or JK Winter Edition, you know, fully loaded. I got the 430N nav radio in here. It's got the piano black accents. It's got the leather with the sport mesh. It's got the rugged floor mats. You know, came with these paracords. I just feel like I wanted more bang for my buck, and I got that with the JK. Cheap wave. Just passed another Wrangler, so you got to wave. Oh, there goes another one. You know, but it's just, yeah, it's really a preference, you know, but I think the JK was a better decision, in my opinion. I didn't buy this thing for the gas mileage. I really could care less about the transmission being better. You know, I wanted a rough, nice, cool-looking vehicle. The ride also on this one is not that bad. It's, you know, I've hit potholes. I drive over things. When I drove the JL, it did drive like an SUV. So it didn't have that Wrangler effect that you were looking for. You know, when you buy a Wrangler, you know it's going to be tough. You're going to be moving around a little bit. You're going to grab onto the paracords. You know, you're going to grab onto the steel handles, anywhere you can grab a hold on. With the JL, it really, like, I was hitting potholes. It was like I was driving my Grand Cherokee. So I think the JL, at least for today, has the look and feel of a Wrangler, but something is quite missing when you drive one. And go drive it and judge for yourself. But that's my personal preference on it, is that something was missing when I drove it. There was a lot of tech in there, a lot of tech. It didn't feel like I was in a Wrangler. It felt like a whole different car, a whole different Jeep. You know, and again, it's just, It's just my preference, my own personal opinion about it. That's all. If you guys have any questions about the JK, my ownership, how I'm liking it so far compared to JL, like I said, I've test drove the JL like 8-10 times before I made a decision on this one. Let me know in the comments section, subscribe, and don't forget, this is primarily a vacation and travel reviews channel, but I just picked up this Jeep and I wanted to talk about it. All right, I'll also be probably showing some upgrades and stuff. I do a lot of, I'm gonna start doing a lot of cosmetic upgrades and things like that, with the grill, which you guys will see, like I said, the backup camera, all that stuff, and I have links for where I got everything. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.